Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. Today we've got kind of a different format where we're going to be doing the monthly recap. I won't be doing a cash condensing today because I just feel like the envelopes are not so full right now. But we do have a couple other things that we will be tackling, such as unstuffing my back to school savings box. And then I also have an update on the giveaway winner. So if you participated in the giveaway a couple of weeks ago, please stay tuned and listen because I have some new instructions. All right, let's get started. Okay, so first off, what we're going to do today is we are going to be taking some money that I cashed out from my credit card. So as a lot of you know, I actually don't necessarily pay for cash for most of my things. I use credit cards, and then I take the cash back out of the envelope so that I know exactly how much I'm spending and kind of have a good eye on when I'm nearing my limit and need to kind of just put the brakes on. So this is a couple months worth of cash back. This is not 1 month's worth of cash back. I, in particular, use the Capital One Quicksilver card. So I believe that's 1.5% cash back on anything. There's no limits. But you also don't get increased cash back for certain categories. I know some cash back cards will say, you know, this month there's maybe 3% cash back on groceries up to a certain amount, or maybe on gas another month. So mine is just a flat 1.5% cash back on anything and everything. And I love that. That's the main card that my husband and I use. We will probably at some point transfer to a Capital One Venture card, but right now we kind of just wanted the cash back rather than the travel points. Then my other card that I have cash back on is my Apple card. So right now I am using that card more for any kind of business expenses, and I'm trying to just really limit it to that. I do have, so that card does have different categories. So if you use Apple, if you spend on Apple products, you get, I think, 3% back. So when I buy my phone or my iPad, I have used that credit card. I think there's also maybe a 2% cash back if you use it online automatically. So a lot of times when you're checking it out and it says, do you want to use Apple Pay? And it pops up. And if you use your Apple card, that might be the 2% scenario. And then if you're just out and about using your card for anything else, I think it's generally 1%. And I don't think there are any limits on those either. So for example, some will say cash back up to maybe $300, for example. So today, on my Capital One Quicksilver card, we are going to be putting $416 into my cashback rewards pouch. And then for Apple, we are going to be putting back, I believe, $123. So it should be a total of $539 that we're putting in today. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. So pretty simple today. We're just going to do that. My thought process is that as I continue to get cash back rewards for my credit cards, I'm just going to put all the money in here. I will not be counting it. And then at the end of the year, I actually already know what I'm going to earmark this for. We are taking a anniversary trip in the beginning of January. And so I want this to kind of be our fun money, our spending money. So anything that I get from, for example, Fetch, when you scan your receipts and you get gift cards. For example, I have an Ulta gift card that I'm going to be putting in place of cash in my beauty or hair envelope for this month. And so I'll take that money out and put it in here because I kind of earned it through those points. So anyways, let me know if you guys have a cashback rewards pouch. I know some people are starting to kind of collect it. And then also let me know what you are, if you've got it earmarked for anything. I know some people do trips. Some people might do like a girls' weekend or something like that. Again, my husband and I, this is going to be our fun spending money for when we go on our anniversary trip. And also maybe just, it is our big anniversary. So our anniversary is actually in November, but we're postponing the trip until January just because of kids starting school, my husband starting back with his regular work. He's been doing bed and breakfast right now. And it's just kind of a busy time right before Christmas. So we thought January would be a good time. And we are going to be traveling internationally. So I guess would it be fun to kind of have a little contest as to where people think I might be going? Maybe for the month of August, I'll drop hints, and then at the end of August, maybe we'll have a winner for anybody who corrects the right answer. So let me think about that a little bit more. Don't put anything in the comments yet about where you think I might be going. Let me think about this a little bit more, and I'll do it in like the cash stuffing and unstuffings. I'll drop hints. Okay, wow. So sorry that was a little bit long-winded. I just kind of came up with that, so I thought that might be really fun. So, all right, let's get to the monthly recap. So last time I did this, I did it on my iPad, and it really threw off all the lighting, and I really did not like that aesthetically. So this month, I actually I made up this sheet and printed it off, and we'll just do it the old school way manually. So we would have seen this on the iPad, but I just redid it on this sheet of paper. So for June, for example, this column up here for the envelopes, this is what we stuffed in each week. This is what we spent. And then this is like the gain loss column of did I go over or under. So I gained, meaning that I stuffed more than I spent, which is what you want. And then just a note about this number down here is that this does include some of my automatic investing. So, you know, when it says $4,314 that I overall gained in the month of June, about $2,750 of that was actually for automatic deposits. So it's kind of I think it's an inflated number compared to what my actual normal budget is and what I'm spending and saving. But nonetheless, that is what I stuff and spend. So that's why the numbers are there. Coming down to here is kind of where you would see that $2,750 get added. So here in my 401k, this is what I started with. My contributions were about just under $1,900. When I do my stuffing in my videos, you'll see me just use a placeholder for $1,000. That's just to keep it very simple rather than trying to do, you know, half of this, so 900 and whatever that would be. And at the end of the month, like I will do now, is that I kind of recalibrate to make sure that the end of the month, if it's over, you know, I'll add some placeholders. If it's under, then I'll take some out. And that's kind of where I make up for that difference. So I'm estimating over when I contribute in my stuffings, and then at the end of the month, I'll recalibrate it. So as you can see in June, overall, I put in just over $2,700 into all my contributions. So that would be like stuffing. And then my overall gain was 8,000 plus. So that again is the power of investment. Again, this number could go up or down because investments are not guaranteed. But when you have a long enough view, meaning you have enough years that you're going to be investing over to weather the ups and downs, historically speaking, investments on the stock market go up 8%. So 7 to 8%. So overall, to me, that is an acceptable risk for the reward, and that's not how everybody does it. Some people, you might want to focus more on paying off your debt. Definitely, if you have high interest debt, if it's over that 8% average, you definitely should be paying off your debt. If you have low debt or low interest debt, like maybe you have a vehicle or a student loan that's hovering around that 5%, then maybe you want to build in some investing into your financial plan as well, because historically you will gain more money overall by 3 percentage points over what you would gain by paying off that low interest debt. So again, I know that flies in the face of reason with a lot of influencers, but that's how I'm doing this journey. May not work for you, might be interesting to you. Like I said, this is what I'm doing right now. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so let's update this for the month of July. And you know what? I am going to put this underneath just in case because I don't want it to bleed through. And so for the first week, we didn't do anything because I was behind in combined. So weeks 1 and 3, we're just going to cross these out because we didn't do anything. So week 2, we stuffed 3,228. And for that same period, we spent $913. So that was pretty good. Spent less than a third. And our overall gain was $2,315. Okay. And then in week 4, we stuffed $3,737. We spent more, so we spent $1,476. So we spent more than the first 2 weeks, but we still overall spent significantly less than what we stuffed. And the overall gain for that was $2,000. $261. So when we total all of these up, we'll see what we have for the entire month. So 6,965 was everything stuffed. And remember, that includes my automatic transactions for my 401ks, 529s, all my investments. Spending was 2,389. And then the gain loss is going to be a gain of $4,576. I don't know why I did the cents on that. That's going to kind of drive me a little crazy that nothing else has it, but it's okay, right? All right, so that's really good. I'm really happy with that. I would love to try to spend a little bit less because I do want to continue spending less on my day-to-day things and spend more on things that I really want. So again, that's that Ramit Sethi's mindset of, you know, save ruthlessly on things that you don't need and, you know, feel free to spend money on the things you love. So moving on to my investments. So 401k, so I'm just gonna write this from last month. So how this would work is that what I ended in June is what I would begin in July. So I'm just going to copy that over really quickly to make that easy. And I think I am not going to, yeah, I guess I'll do the cents. Keep it very, very precise. All right, so I believe, I don't know if you guys have been watching the stock market as much, but I believe that these numbers came in before the US's credit rating was downgraded. So there is going to be a little dip. So I'll have like certain numbers at the end of July, and then those are going to immediately dip a little bit at the beginning of August because of that. Okay, so contributions are going to be mostly the same with, I think, an exception for the 529. So I'm just going to copy those over because they are automatic. They come out of my paycheck for 401k and for HSAs. Okay, and it looks like I flipped these around. No, I didn't. It looks like I flipped maybe those numbers around. So HSA is probably going to have the 587.48, and the 529 is only going to have the 150. So this one had 250 last month because my son graduated from kindergarten. We gave him an extra $100. All right, so that being said, and I didn't have anything for taxable. Okay, so then in the ending amounts. So I get my ending amounts by either just going directly into each account that I have these for, or I also use an app that kind of tracks all of my online accounts. It's great. If you guys are interested in it, let me know because I'll maybe add more about it in the next video. But it tracks all of my accounts. I do put in my logins and everything like that. It shows my bank accounts, like how much money I have. It shows any kind of like credit card amounts, any loans. You can put in the value of your house if you own your own home and your mortgage. And so then it, at the end of the day, kind of calculates what your overall net worth is, and then it tracks it over time. So I really like it because it gives me a quick snapshot. Sometimes, you know, some things aren't updating in real time, and that's okay. I'll just go in at certain points and look it up. But to me, that kind of gives me a really healthy overview of like, how much is my overall debt? How much is my overall savings? Again, excuse me, my investments, and then just tracking my overall net worth. Okay, so 401k ended July with $197,289.07 for a total gain of $8,942.44. So that, guys, is amazing. So almost $9,000 gain, even though I contributed less than $2,000, right? So that's like $7,000 that my earlier investments are just working for me. So I am super excited. I'm hope maybe next month. We'll see. Maybe next month I'll hit that 200,000 mark. That will be super, super exciting. Okay. HSA is going to end with $12,538.43, which gives us a gain of $104.68. So very, very modest. but that's totally fine. It looks like, did I do that right? I'll have to look into that. But anyways, so I contributed almost $600, but I only gained $104, which is okay. So that really means technically I lost money, right? Because if you look at my starting balance of $12,433, and if I add almost 600, that should be hovering right around that 13,000 mark, but it's not. So that would technically, even though it's an overall gain from the beginning of the month, it's somewhat of a loss compared to what I contributed to it. And again, don't panic. That's the nature of it. So I'm okay with that. But just again, so you see, it's going to go up and down. It doesn't always have these like amazing results like my 401k. But on the other hand, my 401k is much, much bigger. So it's able to, you know, compound all those little interests and dividends much more quickly than the HSA will, which is much smaller. Okay. So then the 529 ended with $3,637.84, which means that there's an overall gain of $220.63. So that had $70 gain over what I also contributed. So very healthy. It's a very tiny amount, but I'll take it. And then for taxable amount, we didn't contribute anything, but it ended with $10,883.60. So that was a total gain of $363.22. So again, $363 without me having to do anything. It's just my money working for me with the stock market. So accomplishments this month. So a couple of things that I want to highlight here is I had money left over for eating out. So that is amazing because eating out, as I've always said, is my Achilles heel. I always tend to go over budget. So eating out had a gain. I think another accomplishment for this month that I really appreciated was that I'll give it to Ryan. Ryan did a really good job with his personal, whoops, I guess I've never said his name before, Ryan. Ryan did a really good job with his envelope. So I will give him credit there. And then for the last one, accomplishment this month, I think, I'm not sure what I didn't think about this too much ahead of time. So let me leave that one blank and I'll think of another one. But I think one of the things, I guess maybe I'll do it for the channel, right? This last month, I did a really good job in building up my channel, hit 500 subscribers, did a giveaway, which we'll talk about more in a minute. So I'm just going to say 500 benchmark. So super exciting. Okay, so then the next thing that I want to do is set goals for next month. So that will be for the month of August. So one of the things that I would really like to set as a goal is I want to try to build up for my own personal. So I want to try to leave $50 in there. And so I normally contribute 100. I'm starting from 0, and that's including having some of my giveaways. Or not giveaways, but like my kindness and gratitude envelopes. Okay, so we'll try to leave 50 in there. The next month, or the next goal I want to do is we've got a lot of gifts and birthdays, so I want to stay on budget for that. On budget for gifts. And then the last goal I think I want to do for this month is I want to let's set up my business binder. So thank you everybody who has ordered from my website. A lot of the things that I use are on sale there. There's certain items. I do get a lot of questions about my Louis Vuitton specific things like my A7 binder and my A6 binder. Or my money pouch that I use to hold my cash when I'm doing my stuffings. Those things were bought directly from the Louis Vuitton store. There are some pre-loved sites that are great to be able to get some of those items. Just make sure you're very, very careful with looking up for authenticity. Some of them guarantee it, which is not, that's a really great security, but it's not foolproof, right? So Fashion File, for example, guarantees authenticity on their items, but even they sometimes will have things that are fakes come through because the fakes are just really, really good. And so, you know, if you want to buy dupes, great, go for it. Just, I don't want you to pay high prices for dupes. Like, I don't want you to pay prices for something that's authentic and it actually be a dupe, right? If you buy a dupe, you should be able to buy it for a dupe price. Let me know also in the comments if you'd ever be interested in if I were to actually sell some items. Like, so I'm actually thinking of downsizing some of my collection just because there's certain things I don't really use anymore. And I do have a pretty decent network of people that do work in the pre-loved market. So if that is something you might be interested in, drop me a line because it might be something I might have a tiny, tiny, tiny section on my website to just say, hey, I found this really nice condition agenda that is pre-loved. Here's the authenticity card. You can pay to get things authenticated. You know, so if you'd be interested in something like that, let me know. All right, so those are going to be my 3 goals. And that pretty much wraps it up for my monthly recap on this page. Oh, let me do the totals real quick. So my total for all my investments is $214,717.97. My overall contributions were $2,626.18. My ending balance was $224,348.94. And my overall gain loss was $9,630.97. So that's pretty amazing. I basically made $7,000 over what I invested in for the month of July. And all of that money is just due to market conditions and the money I'd already invested working hard for me. So that's amazing. All right, so let's set this aside. So I have 2 more things that I want to do today. One of which I will talk about now is the giveaway. So the giveaway is a dupe of the Baccarat Rouge 540 from the website Alt Fragrances. And I personally bought it because I wanted to see if it was a good dupe. And it is. It's fantastic. However, it is the dupe for the perfume, which is the fuller scent. It has a couple of different scent notes, like I think it's bitter almonds that is in there. That is not in the eau de parfum. And I personally like the lighter eau de parfum. So that's the one that I use. And so the dupe is really good, but it wasn't a dupe of the lighter scent. It's a dupe of the heavier scent. So that's why I was thinking, you know, if I'm not going to use it, maybe somebody else would pass it forward. And so I offered that as my giveaway. Call Me BC was the winner. And so I reached out to her and we were talking, and it turns out, and I should have done my research beforehand, so that is definitely a learning moment for me, is that perfume is a hazardous material for mail carriers. And so in the United States, you can ship perfume via ground transport, not air transport. So I had left the giveaway open to all of my international subscribers as well, because I feel like a lot of times, and I guess for a reason, international subscribers are left out of giveaways. And of course, this time, because I was giving away a perfume which has alcohol in it, which is the hazardous material, I was not easily able to ship it to Call Me BC's home country. So instead, I am giving Call Me BC something else, and we'll be giving the perfume to a different winner. So because it is something that I've already bought and is something that I will not be using, I am going to open it back up to the original giveaway contest entrance. And if you did comment on that original video and would have been eligible when I was selecting the winner that Call Me BC won, please reach out to me either in the comments below or through my website contact page that you have a U.S. domestic, and it has to be the continental United States, so it can't be Alaska or Hawaii. It has to be the 48 continental United States. If you live or can ship the prize somewhere in the 48 states that are in the continent of North America, Please comment and I will select a second winner. So Call Me BC is still getting a prize for being the giveaway winner, but because she couldn't get the actual perfume bottle, I'm also opening it back up to the original applicant pool. And if you already made a comment and told me about your favorite perfumes and the scents, you are eligible for still winning this bottle of perfume, except you just have to have a mailing address in the continental United States. So again, I'm so sorry to everybody for having to go through this again, but I really wanted to gift somebody this particular perfume, and I didn't want Call Me BC to not get something because it's not her fault that she lives in an area that I literally cannot ship the perfume. So please, we will have another winner, and I will announce that winner probably in the first Cash Unstuffing video for August, okay? So thank you for that. And then the final thing we are going to be doing is just a sped up version of unstuffing this, and then we will count it at the end, and that will be it for today's July recap. All right, so this is my back to school savings box. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all the money out of the envelopes and I'm gonna put the money back in here because I don't have a bigger envelope and I don't wanna use a secondary pouch or anything. And I am going to be using this money for my son's back to school supplies, which we've already started spending. So that will come out of the unstuffing video. All right, so let me put all this money out and we will definitely speed this up so you're not just watching me do it. Okay, so now we're just gonna count this all and see what we have at the end. Hopefully it matches what we are expecting. So we should be expecting $825. So I'm gonna leave this 50 aside because 50s always throw off all the counting, right? So, okay, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 50, 600. This is definitely 600. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 700. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 800. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 6, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So it looks like I put in $25 too much. So I guess we'll take out 5 of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a 20. And I guess we will just stuff that into our savings challenges next week. Or in 3 weeks. So here's $830. I'm going to put it in here. No, $825. So actually $30 is too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 825 is what we were supposed to have. We had 855. I'm not sure how that happened. Extra 30 got in there. But I guess that's a good thing, better than being over than being short. So thank you everybody for sticking around. We did our end of month recap. We did our cashback, started our cashback rewards pouch. Let me know if you guys have one, what you're gonna spend it on. We unstuffed our back to school box and found that we had a $30 extra. And last but not least, we are doing another giveaway winner, same prize. Hopefully the same applicants that were in the first giveaway, because it didn't work out with the first winner. She's getting something else. Again, have to be in the continental United States, 48 states, and you had to have entered the original contest. So I will see you guys the next time, and hopefully it'll be a little bit less chaotic. We'll see. I don't know. Every time I video this, it's always, I I always have to restart a couple times because I'm never like in the right mindset, I think, or I'm stumbling because obviously none of this is scripted. But hopefully it gets a little bit easier over time. And thank you so much, everybody who has been so supportive. I love getting your comments. I love, I just realized that I had all these messages on Instagram that I hadn't responded to. So I just finally got to those. But thank you so much. I love hearing your stories. I love hearing about your journeys. And I love just connecting with all of you. It's been such a really great thing for somebody who is very introverted and kind of people averse. I've loved this medium, and obviously this community is great. So thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.